And we're back. Hey, everybody. Jared Bendis here for part 2 of CES 2021. If you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch part 1. I talk about the whys and hows. And believe it or not, I only found 4 products that I fell in love with in part 1, which is strange. Now, again, I've already curated the list from the Consumer Electronics Show website. And I'm sorry, their digital exhibition, and I left off at the Department of Homeland Security where they kind of mentioned all the cool things that they do, but that's not a product. All right, so we're coming over to XPV. Let's see what they do. And again, I've just curated based on topic and companies that I may have remembered, and maybe some things that I am familiar with. But let's see what happens. All right, and again, it's so slow to. All right, what do they have? They are a 3D e-commerce platform. All right, that allow you to integrate 3D configurations with their e-commerce platform. Oh yeah, this is really cool. If I was business to business, but I'm not. So I've seen their stuff before, and it's neat that you can do this, but I don't do this. So you will see this technology. This is technology that you will see, but it's not something that you're necessarily going to buy. Also, I look way too bright on my camera. Look at that. I am like way overexposed. Let's bring me down a little bit. Can you see if I can bring me down a little bit? There we go. You look at that. I'm looking a little bit more normal. There we go. I'd rather be too dark than too light on these videos. All right, next. Sorry about that. All right, now we're going to go to the Federal Aviation Administration. Now, interestingly enough, while I kind of did the Department of Homeland Security as a joke, the FAA is no joke. Neither is the Department of Homeland Security. Why would the FAA be at CES? Well, one of the big topics at CES is drones. And if you're going to be a drone person, then you need to have a drone license. Matter of fact, I was in the first round of drone licensing, so I actually paid them, and I was in for years. My drone license recently expired. I haven't been flying a drone recently, but the idea being is that this is something you need to be aware of, and so understanding your drone ID thing is really, really cool. And actually, I love that the government actually attends these things. I love what the post office will be there, and I love the Department of Homeland Security is there, because they're reminding people that they're part of our lives. They're part of our consumer lives, and it's a really important thing to see. So yes, best remember, if you fly a drone, and there are certain exemptions if it weighs under a certain amount, and then there's a sort of a range in which you need to actually have not a drone license, but so much as make sure that your drones are all ID properly. So there you go. Formlabs. Now I know Formlabs. I know Formlabs well. Formlabs is one of the cooler 3D printing companies. I'm just make sure I've got this right. It'd be funny if I get here and it's not the same company. I'm sure it's the right company. Again, the idea that you have to say every single time that you're giving the information, and that means that when I do this, by the way, that every single one of these companies will have been given my address, and my email is going to go out the wazoo from these companies. All right, so what is Formlabs? Formlabs is a really, really cool company that makes the materials that you put in the 3D printers that are not the built up, but they're the hardened ones, or the resin printers. And they have really, really done an amazing job of creating multiple materials. When resin printers first came out, it was pretty much you could print in gray plastic. And they're really high resolution, and they're really, really cool. You put the liquid in, and it hardens, and it comes out, and you break off the pieces you don't want. But now they have different colors, they have different materials, and they've really turned into a materials company, which is really, really cool, because that shows that they created this space. They didn't invent this space, but they really made it more mainstream consumable. They made it really, really cheap. And the idea that this space is now like, hey, we're going to make disposal for other people is pretty neat. So if you're in the resin printing area, you're going to be wanting to look at a company that does this. They make the resins. I, on the other hand, do not have a resin printer. And I don't think I'm ready for one yet. I love the idea of them. It's just that I'm just not there. I'm not there personally yet. But resin printing has come down. There's a lot of different resin printers out there, and that's pretty cool. Now, Fuse AR, I had to click on because they had a cool logo. AR, that's what I'm into. Let's take a look and see what is the future of augmented reality from Fuse AR. It could be B2B. It could be business to business, as mentioned in the last video. A lot of these companies are. That's what they're using augmented reality for. So we'll see how this works, and let's take a look. And Fuse AR is reshaping brand advertising with affordable, accessible and affordable augmented reality content. So they're another person that creates types of augmented reality stuff that you can do in your product flow. And again, Pretty cool that there's a lot of companies out there for it, but not what we're looking for. Galax Microsystems Limited. No idea. Again, some of these things just like, ooh, let's take a look. I'm often swayed. I'm swayed by gaming, robots, augmented reality, virtual reality, haptics, surround sound, 360 stuff. It's all the stuff that's really, really the cutting edge. All right, what is this? I still don't know there. They're motherboard and gaming peripheral products for gamers. All right, they make peripherals. All right, what kind of peripherals? They're not really showing me. All right, so I guess there's a catalog here somewhere. Hall of Fame, Extreme Gamer Series. Okay, so they're doing. Okay, this is computer parts. That's what it is. All right, next. And if it's not, if someone comes back and says, you missed the coolest mouse ever. No, they missed showing me the coolest mouse ever. You got to lead with your product. And that's, I mean, seriously, man, that's what's difficult about a lot of these things is that you're not leading with your product. You're leading with your hype, and that doesn't do me any good if I have no idea what you are. And this is not just a lesson for the Consumer Electronics Show. This is a lesson when I go to a website. All right, Gamity, a social shopping plugin. Oh, you lost me at plugin. Yeah, I'm not even, no. I don't want to hear plugins. Sorry. Let's continue. Social shopping plugins, Jesus. It's all of those things where it's like, you're not going to notice. No one's going to know that your business is built on. Hello, my bot. Hire your own virtual agent. Conversational AI software recruit your own conversational agents with Hello My Bot platform. Now, this is an interesting one because as much as I really hate these things, they're getting really, really good. They're getting really, really good where you don't know how much when you're talking online, when is the handoff from a robot from an AI to a real person. I think this is terrible. Personally, I think we should. I understand the point of it, but we're gonna hit play because I want to see the demo. All right.
Hi everyone, I'm Parker, and I'm Hello My Bot's country manager for the United States. Hello My Bot was born when we realized that conversation is at the heart of customer relationships. We are convinced that every company will recruit their own virtual agents in the coming years. That's why we created a conversational AI platform based on natural language understanding. Thanks to our solution, virtual agents can listen, understand, and answer your customers even when they speak using their own words. It sounds simple, but it's not. Hello My Bot is a cross-channel solution that runs on all devices.
I'm going to be very disappointed can, example, if he's real.
Start a conversation on the phone, then
he's
switch
real.
to WhatsApp,
Damn it.
and finish by email or smart speaker. We have built a powerful business.
Okay, I'm totally disappointed. I expected that to be the smart. Didn't you expect that to be the smart AI bot? I expected that to be sort of the thing where it's like, and I'm not real, but no, that guy was real, and he was selling me a product, and I'm out. I'm really disappointed. All right, Human Touch LLC. Now I am hoping this is haptics. I'm hoping this is. Let's see which one this is. I don't remember which one this is. This could be anything from massage to sex tech. Sorry, folks. Don't be a prude. Sex tech's real tech. But let's see what we've got here. Ooh, they're not. They're making massage chairs. I love a good massage chair. Picture? Oh yes. Every trade show you go to, they're selling massage chairs. And I will be honest with you, many years ago, and I don't remember the brand, I was at one of these trade shows and they had a massage chair and it was thousands of dollars, and I bought it, and it was 2 years to pay it off. It was one of those like major purchases that I bought at a trade show. And I'll be honest with you, for the first like year and a half, I didn't use it. And I was like, oh, I just wasted all my money. But miraculously, when I paid it off, I started living in it. And considering the cost of massage and the fact that you can, use it every day, it really is. Now mine isn't this fancy. They didn't have that fancy. Ooh, there's Alexa built into it with the virtual therapist. I'll be honest with you, these things are worth every penny. Some of them have really changed the angles of where they massage, which is it sounds kind of funny, but like mine misses parts of the body, and some of these really get in there. Some of them have the speakers. I'll be honest with you, when I bought my massage chair, I had this vision because I was like. I had this vision I was going to put in my living room, and I was going to program on it and like watch TV on it, and that is the wrong vision. These are really meant to be in rooms where you don't do anything but sit in there for an hour. It's a therapy machine, and you leave. But I'll be honest with you, I want it. I don't know how much this one costs, but they get better and better every year. The problem is having spent thousands and having owned one, and I paid for it, by the way. It's paid for itself, and the amount of money it saved me on massages. It hasn't completely eliminated the need for massage. That's the problem is that it's hard to sit here and have a functioning one and go, and I'm going to do it all over again. So they're really luxury items, and I think last year Lamborghini had branded a few of these that were really cool. But no, massage chair tech is amazing, and the cool thing about this, and this is a really interesting part about the way consumer electronics works, is that these types of massage chairs, these ones that probably cost thousands and thousands of dollars, makes it possible that when I was at Menards the other day, they had one for like $600 that was relatively good. It didn't do all the things it would do, but the technology trickles down, and you can do some really good stuff for. Matter of fact, right around here somewhere. Wait a second. I think it's right under my desk. Wait. Where is it? No, I'm actually serious about this. Yeah, right under my desk, I have like one of these, and this is the type of massager that you put on your shoulders, and it's power massagers. So I'm always trying out massage tech, and if you're watching and you've got massage tech that you want me to try, by all means, send it to me. But there is actually some different ones, and they all have different things, but that trickle down, that one wasn't very expensive, so pretty cool stuff. And of course, if I was there, I'd wait in line, and I'd sit in it, and I would oogle it, but I didn't. Ivy Sports Group. All right, what's the Ivy Sports Group? And again, for those of you who kind of skipped over part one of this, first I'm going through the sort of curated list. There's almost 2,000 exhibitors at the show. I've already curated it based on topics and logos that look good, and then afterwards I'm going to go through some other places. They're an augmented reality based software development company. So there's a really interesting thing in my field, and it's about scalability. Ooh, that's way too loud. It's about scalability. So if they sell a product, that's great. And of course, apparently they do sell a product. But if they're just developers, then are they looking to hire you, or are they looking to develop something? So that's an interesting one right here. It looks pretty cool. I'm not going to deny it. This looks like a really cool product, but I don't know what they're selling. Brain training, health game. So this looks like a turnkey solution. At first, it looked like they were trying to sell you their services, and I'm like, ooh, I don't want a service provider. But of course, the other thing you've got to ask yourself is, when you look at all of this, what you're seeing is not English. And with exercise equipment, when you don't see English, you've got to find out to yourself, will this ever make it through to the U.S.? Because of the medical stuff, because of the licensing stuff. So this looks really, really cool. But now the question is, will we ever see this? Will they either find a partner in America? Will it be translated in English? Will it get through all of our licensing things? Are they going to sell it to health? Did I freeze? Yeah, I froze. Will they sell it to health and fitness companies, or is it something they're going to sell to you personally, or will it just be something where someone goes, well, that was cool, I wish they sold it, and there you go. So pretty cool. Not what I was expecting, but I'm up for it. Cat VR. All right, let's take a look. And again, I'm trying to not edit this video, so like again, if I stuttered or I froze, I'm going to try to keep going. I'm only going to pause or edit the video if something really, really horrible happens, and hopefully nothing horrible is going to happen. All right, Cat VR, personal, the world's first. Everyone's the world's first. First of all, I guarantee you're not the world's first. I hate that. If you're a company out there and you're the world's first, screw that. I don't care if you're the world's first. I care if you're the world's best. But everyone wants to say the world's first. World's first VR treadmill, and the first, oh God, they'd have two firsts. A complete wearable VR locomotion system. Now, I love VR locomotion systems, and that's the thing. I hate the hype, but now I'm interested in the product. So locomotion systems, by the way, are products that allow you to actually walk in virtual reality, and sometimes they're like infinite treadmills. Sometimes they use special footwear so that you slide. I've got all sorts of videos on augmented reality things. So let's take a look. I will guarantee you that I am keen on looking at their stuff. So they have. Well, let's watch the video. Let's just take a look and see what they've got. I keep the volume low. Just all right. Ooh, it's ominous and mysterious. All right, so it's some sort of a sensor. All right, the sensor goes on the belt. Okay, so they have lots of sensors. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like there's 5 sensors that they've added to the body. And I've used ones where I own a motion capture suit that's 16 sensors that are all wired together, and now they're seeing more wireless sensors. So he's got 2 on the ankles, 1 on the ass, 2 on the wrists, and you have to assume that there's head tracking anyway. A little disappointed if all they're doing is going up and down with their feet. That's not, whatever. But they said there was a treadmill, so let's take a look at the next video. Yeah, they're going to keep me for a minute here. I'm not anti what I'm looking at here. I'm always the skeptic, but this isn't the first one of these VR treadmills I've seen. So let's take a look. Oh yes, because that's what I want to do. Is I want to spend that much of my bedroom on the treadmill. All right, so he's got the treadmill. He's got the satellite dish and the headsets all waiting for him to jump on in. He's jumping on in. And of course, he's going to put on the shoes. Okay, there's the shoes. The slippery shoes. Now, the slippery shoes is interesting because you have to buy them in your size. So it's not just usually things that you put over your foot. He's got the little bit of a dome and a little bit of the curved dome. Some of them have sensors in the dome. He's got the thing. They've got the thing over the head. They've got the belt on so you don't kill yourself, which is great because you have to stay in place. And that's the other question is like how rigid and how much is it's not a question of cost. It's a question of weight. Not how much you weigh, but how much counterweight that's going to be so you can run around in space. One of the main companies that does this sells this for something like this for like $500. It's again not expensive. It's invasive. You have to make a really big determination that you're going to integrate this into your life. All right, so it's a professional VR treadmill. I'm cool with that. Oh no, this is not that. This is a professional VR treadmill. That's a SWAT team guy. All right, so they're selling them to obviously outside the consumer market. So I'll go down. I'll take a look and see what they have. But do they have? So they have arcade solutions, gamer solutions, developer solutions. But the question is, how much, right? So let's click on their link. Yes, we will leave CES. Aha. All right, so now where is the consumer products? Because Cat Walk C, is that what it was? All right, place, okay, $1,500. All right, so they want $1,500 for the Cat VR, your first personal VR treadmill. All right, now you just read that there. Let's take a look at the Omni Treadmill. And if we come over here, and not a CES thing at the moment, but if we click over here at the Omni Treadmill, again, this is where years of going to trade shows come into play. If I come over here, that's the Omni Arena. I don't want the Omni Arena. I want this the little one, right? But the little one that you could buy for home, it used to just be like. Here we go. Omni 1. Here we go. All right. Omni 1. The future of gaming is here. Now I can invest. All right. So I don't want to invest. I want to buy one. But the idea is something like this was around $500 when it came out. So and of course, I have no idea what the hell this is, by the way. I have no idea why I have to invest to buy, and that just seems weird. Let's just see what else they have. Omni. Yeah, we're gonna leave here for a moment. We're gonna go back to the show. But the idea being is they're not the first. These treadmills exist. They're pretty cool. I'm not anti it. I just don't know why they need to say Oops, that's the other one. I don't even know why they didn't say the first of anything, but pretty cool stuff. But yeah, keep your eye out, Cat VR. I'm not anti what I'm looking at there. All right, manned robotics. I did look up a lot of the robotic companies, or I did click on a lot of the robotic companies. I like robotics. Robotics, I always joke, if you watched my videos from last year, I'll hail my robot overlords. But the idea is some of the robotic companies are really cool, and it makes you think about what's coming next. Some of them are like so stupid. So what do they have here? They're a prosthetic limb manufacturer in South Korea. That is awesome. Uh, but that's all I'm going to say, right? It's awesome. They make prosthetic limbs. I don't need to go on here. This isn't what I'm looking for here, but I'm going to say this is awesome. Like, I'm really I'm glad that companies like this exist. This is cool. Um, Next, because that's not what I'm here to look at, and that's what ends up happening is you wander through and you're like, oh, that's really cool. Not what I'm here to look at, and I probably would have spent a few minutes playing around with their stuff and saying that's really neat. And again, I don't know about the prosthetics market. Like at one point, somebody was telling me about something about hearing aids, and I'm sure we'll see hearing aids again this year as well. And I don't know enough about the hearing aid market to know, is that a good price? Is that a good feature? Is that a good whatever? So it's sort of like hearing aids are cool, yes, but that's all I can say. So 3D Fits is a virtual fit solution, suggests the best fit accuracy based on a foot scan from the user phone by defining 39 key measurements of the feet. Now, you would think I'm about to go pshaw and walk away, but I am fascinated by these virtual fitting technologies. I'm fascinated because I like the idea of getting things that fit right. I like the idea of the individual differences. I also like the idea of being able to do it from home. Look at that, place ball in circle. Like, I mean, yeah, your phone has some really good technology in there. For like the front facing camera on my iPhone completely can map in 3D my face. So why not, exploit that if you can for other things? Buy shoes with a 3D copy of your own feet. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, I don't know if this is the company. I don't know if this is the company that's going to make it or be it. But just the idea that we're seeing this. And again, a couple of years ago, there was a machine that would like measure you and you get custom fit jeans. And I'm like, who the hell says my ass is going to stay that big all the time? Like, I vary in weight. But this custom fit shoe thing, that's pretty cool. And again, I use the Dr. Scholl's orthotic thing where you stand on it and it tells you which orthotic to buy. And I'm using the same orthotic. I mean, I measure every time and always the same orthotic. But it really is interesting because it tells me what orthotic I need. How much does it change? And so that's where this part gets interesting is, your feet may not be like your eyes. Like my eyes are constantly changing. My feet may be the same. I may get measured. I may measure once and then find out that if I measure every week, it doesn't matter. It tells me like, oh, did you realize you've been wearing the wrong size shoes? But it may not need to be this level of specificity. And that's where it kind of gets interesting, where it looks cool, but is it needed? So yeah, I love the 3D measurement stuff. I love the customized stuff. 3D Fits, you got my attention. Midwest Trading Group. Now, technically, I think the Sound Logic XT is what got me. I'm hoping this is something we do with surround sound audio. I don't know. I do a lot with virtual reality in terms of augmented reality and virtual reality and haptics and hearing. And I like the senses. I'm a big fan of anything that sort of messes with the senses. All right, what do we got here? Emerging leader in manufacturing, cellular, electronics, household kitchen items, personal care, toys, mobile gaming. All right, so what you're looking at here is one of the companies. I actually would love this booth. If we were at CES right now, I would probably spend a lot of time at this booth because they sell a lot of different things. And it's companies like this that really do make the world go round. LG sells TVs and they sell like refrigerators and they sell like the big stuff. But the little stuff, that you're going to see, and I'll scroll down. I'll give them a scroll. I kind of funny, like, well, I give them a scroll. All right, so they have earbuds. All right, whatever. Everyone's got earbuds. Show me something cooler than that. Portable UV air cleaner. All right. It's a little bit of a bandwagoning product. Everybody needs portable clean air right now. All right, what else do we got? Super Bass. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So this is one of those companies that sells a lot of weird things. I would have touched this keyboard to find out if it was any good. I like a good clicky keyboard. We're going to talk about clicky keyboards a little bit later on because I do know. 3D neck massager. Probably would have tried to buy one of these Good thing that we're not at the show right now. By the way, if you're watching, send me one. Fast charge power delivery. I like what they're doing here. These UV sterilizers, so this is sort of an add-on, not an add-on, but sort of a bandwagon product. Phone soap was the original. Now everybody's selling these portable UV sterilizer boxes. You can find them everywhere because it's pretty cool and they do work. But phone soap was the original one of these companies. What do they got? Okay, obviously it's a good time for thermometers. What do they got? These will kill me. Scooters. I used to stand on every scooter that would go by me, and I have like visions that a scooter's going to kill me, and I've never stood on one of these. I've thought about it, but I figure if a scooter's going to kill me, I'm just going to stand on this, and it's going to go boom and just kill me right off the bat. All right, so this is what this kind of company does. So there have been a lot of cool things there, and I touched it, and I said, who needs a super bass, portable, multifunction, light-up Bluetooth speaker with a karaoke microphone? That's pretty cool. But again, that's what the Consumer Electronics Show is about. It can't all be the classy items. And I know this, you're like, oh, it's not classy, but it isn't not classy. I mean, that's what happens. So yeah, cool stuff. Would I click on their link and go to their website? No. Would I pick up their stuff at Walmart? Maybe. All right, let's look at MindDesk. Also, anything that has the word mind in it usually gets my attention. Again, I would be walking up and down every row at CES. I would be putting, between 6 and 10 miles a day. I'd be having to get a massage because I'd be in so much pain afterwards. And the only thing I really avoid is car tech. All right, what do they have? They develop CAD solutions that use AR to accelerate your own design process, which means they're business to business. They connect your CAD to virtual reality. It's pretty cool. It's neat to know how they're doing it, but not for us. And again, think about this. And I love you, Consumer Technology Association, but I want you, if you're watching this, look at this. I'm going to right click, open a new link, wait for it to load, give it permission. This is a long time to get into each one of these things. There's no other ways for me to do this. Now I've got to click yes and wait. So there's a gap there. So you've got 2,000 vendors, and I'm only going to see a few of them. All right. Misty Robotics is the company behind Misty 2, the first professional grade platform robot. Again, and you're like, but that's not true. Maybe they are the first. If they were the first, they wouldn't have to say they were the first. Oh, and it's changing the way robotic markets works. What? Your robot is here to help. Temp Screening Assistant is an automated contact solution for COVID-19 temperature. All right, we're going to hit play just to see if we're going to be nice to this company or not. All right. Our robot is here to help. During this difficult time, fully automated and contactless temperature and health screenings.
Good afternoon.
Custom greetings and questions are available.
Perform a quick health screening before you can enter this facility. Please stand on the red dot.
All right, so you stand on the red dot.
Have you had a fever, cough, shortness of breath, or other COVID-related symptoms in the past 14 days?
Yeah, I find this condescending.
Let me measure your temperature now.
It just took longer to do that. We all know what the questions are. It took longer to do that otherwise. It's great that there's a thermometer in there, but the robot part is not humanizing. It's dehumanizing. Do you really think that guy feels more comforted by a robot telling it? That guy's like, I lost my job to that robot, Yeah, no, I find this whole thing weird. Again, the bad news is that if I was at the show right now, I would say I find this creepy and weird, and some marketing person would go, let me explain it to you. And sometimes they can. Somebody would tell me that, based on this, but that's not what they let in with. They let in with the standard marketing video that I felt was condescending and patronizing versus something that would say, no, what ends up happening is that people don't want to fill out the form and the robotic, whatever. But you know what? Why isn't it a teddy bear or a teddy looking bear? Like, I don't think it's cute enough. And you know what? That's my right. Now, we all know what Moen is, and I'm clicking it anyway. There's another type of tech that I like to talk about when I'm looking at these things, and that is plumbing tech. I love plumbing tech. I love plumbing tech because it makes me feel so damn poor. I do a lot of home stuff, but really, wow, look at that. They went crazy. The homes first. Smart water. And by the way, it's Moen. It might legitimately be, but you don't need to say that. It's just, hey, we're Moen, man. It's smart water network. Who cares if it's first? And that's the thing, really. Like, I'm drinking Barks root beer. It was the first root beer. Who cares? It's the root beer I like. Again, there's a... Now, if this was for investors, don't get me wrong, we're going to be first to market. But let's come over here and look at what they've got. They've got smart faucets. Smart faucets are awesome. Look at that. Dispense 1 cup of water. That is amazing. And you're like, how lazy can you be? No. Like, this one is legit. Because when you think about being able to have it dispense the right amount of water, or being able to, the smart shower, oh my God. If I could, like, guarantee, like, I press a button and, like, my bathtub is filled and the water is, I'm like Phileas Fogg in Around the World in 80 Days, where I want literally my water to be exactly the right temperature, and you just can't do that. I have speaking of consumer electronics, I have a turtle. I have a baby turtle, the little thermometer on it, that I have a tub turtle that tells me if my water's right. But if the shower could do it for me, oh, that would be amazing. There was something years ago about, like, the number one, I think it was somewhere in Scandinavia, the number one thing people would use their cell phones for were to remotely turn on their saunas, so they could come home and they'd be ready to go for them. So yeah, so I look at this stuff, but the problem with these Moen smart showers, if you look at them, this is not add-on tech. This isn't like, oh, you've just changed the little handle out and it's all smart. No, this is like you built it into the wall. This is very expensive technology. The homes look new, right? This isn't like I'm going to go retrofit this like I did with all the other smart devices in my house. It's something like that. And then this, the water security system, that's really, really neat, because if you put a tracker on your water pipes and on your main, you can see if there's water going through that shouldn't be, and that could save you a ton of money. They've been doing this already with the smart appliances, where they're like having you go around and find out if your appliances are draining electricity, and they're actually putting in switches that literally turn them off, so that things like your coffee pot, when it's not plugged in, is still draining a huge amount of electricity. Doing that with your water bill, again, I'm in Cleveland, so I'm spoiled by all this fresh water at the Great Lakes. But when you realize in the other parts of the world and country in the world, it's a huge problem. Yeah. So Moen, yeah, I would do this to my entire house. I would go through and I would put in all the smart stuff. I just don't feel this is in my price range. And that's the way it works. And I don't know if I clicked it or not this year, but the smart toilets, oh my God. But like one of the smart toilets I saw last year or 2 years ago was like $12,000. And it doesn't wipe your ass, but it gets pretty damn close. All right, let's keep going. Up to the end. Well, up to the ends. Yeah. At least with this list, all right? And again, well, no, we're doing okay. Nua Robotics, Taiwan branch. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not xenophobic about the companies when they're outside the U.S., but you have to be aware that when you're dealing with companies outside the U.S., this products may not exist. They may be looking for partners and may never hit this country. And the same thing goes with the European companies. I love the French tech companies out there. So I just wanted to see what they've got, because it's like really cool. Also, there's a very much cultural difference in the way that people approach the robots. So when you start thinking like robots and children, so what do they have? They have little robots, right? Look at that. And you've got to ask yourself, do you need a little robot? And the answer is theatrical English learning. Look at that. Theatrical. I don't think that means what I think it means, right? I'm like, yes, I want to learn theatrical English. No, it means that they're theatrically teaching you English. But I really am more excited by theatrical English learning. Now, that's really cool. I would have photographed it. I would have played with it. I would have said, ooh, that's cool. I would have even probably wanted one, but I really don't want one. I have enough of these. I probably, over here, I can grab a little toy robot. Toy robots get really annoying really fast because they are is user interfaces. They're more AI than doing what you thought they would do. When I was a kid, there was the vision that the robot was going to go and get me a soda, and no, that's what kids are for. So no, let's just keep going. Next, we have Quest Global. I'm really glad I did this the way I did it. I went through, picked all the categories I wanted, clicked a lot of things, and I've got no idea what this company does. I avoided, again, I apologize, I don't do car tech. I just don't do car tech. So none of these companies are going to be like the next latest, greatest steering wheel. What do? They aim to help its clients accelerate product development. Yeah, seriously. And this may be what they're trying to sell, but if you walk by a booth and you see just two avatars shaking hands and this is a technology show, you're like, boy, this is not a product. This is a service. I don't need a service. Next. And again, I hope I'm wrong and they're watching going, no, we missed the point. No, you missed the point. 3D sensation better be haptics. It better be haptics. I love haptics, force feedback, virtual feel. It better be haptics. I know there's a bunch of haptic companies. I probably clicked on most of the haptic companies because haptics is not something that we do a lot of. Your phone vibrates and that's about it. So I want to see more of it. Oh my. 3D sensation aims at fundamentally redefining human-machine interaction. What? No, that's not what I wanted to see. They make really cool sensor robots, but not what I wanted to see. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Not really an American thing. You really don't see these in the stores, right? You're not really wandering around in the U.S. and finding robots going, "Hey, how are you doing?" It's not the kind of thing we're seeing. Culturally we don't see it. Not what I was hoping for. Damn. I wanted to see something really, really cool. And again, another robot company. And again, the robot companies can be giant robots or toy robots or somewhere in between robots. A couple of years ago, I had a company they were going to send me one of the robotic arms, and I was all keen on it, and then they ghosted me. And that happens, by the way. Welcome. That's the funny part is that the one thing I'm not sad about is that every time I go to CES, I have all these companies telling me they're going to send me all these products to review, and then they literally ghost on you when the show's over. I have a quantity of product that's legit, but a lot of them just ghost, and it's shameful because you really don't know what they're for. All right, so the K1 we're gonna hit play on this one. I think I'm interested in this.
Introducing K1, the Interstellar Scout from RoboSen, creators of the T9, the world's most advanced programmable robot.
Why?
K1 is a state-of-the-art robot that is fully programmable and can be controlled by 30 voice commands with a customized mobile app on both Apple and Android devices.
Oh my.
Remote control.
Okay, so it's a remote control robot.
K1 was built to help youngsters learn how to program.
Youngsters.
It has over 16 servo motors.
17 motors.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I have 17 servo motors.
You do?
Yeah, bro. I got this. I can walk, dance, talk, and teach how to program at the same time. Isn't that right, kid?
Yeah, it was easy for us to learn programming. Dad, do you want to show them how to do it?
All right. So I'm done. All right, they have a remote control robot that you can learn to code. Great. All right, next. Now I'm going to find out how much it costs. You know what? I have 4 kids, and I'm not interested in buying that. And it's the way they're selling it. It doesn't seem that. Now, this is Lidar, and it's probably not a consumer item. Lidar is the latest and greatest in locational awareness stuff. So right now, a lot of times we do like infrared tracking. I noticed I've changed conversations already. The idea when we're doing location spacing, we like spread out with an infrared speckle and figure out where things are. But Lidar uses lasers to do this. So what you're looking at here is a Lidar on top of a car. And the idea being is that it can totally see the world around you. This is not consumer electronics. I mean, this is business to business. But when you start looking at if you want to know like what technology is going to change the world in the near future, it's Lidar. The cheaper you can see the world around you reliably, the more you get things like the autonomous driving. And again, it's all based on the fact that you know what's around you. And there's just so many cool things that can happen if you can map the world around you. And again, I don't know about this company, but Lidar in general, it's pretty cool. And but I can't play with it myself yet. But it's there. When the consumer Lidar hits, I'll do something fun with it. I don't know what yet, but all right. The next company we have, going back to that robot, like that robot was like, who are they selling to? Like, if I'm that dad, I don't want to feel condescended to. I want to know I can work with my kid. Like, none of that feels right. It's a marketing person. I don't understand that level of marketing. Either coding is hard or coding is easy. Either coding is a developmental thing or coding isn't. I am a programmer. I don't believe that programming is difficult. I think programming is another language. It's another point of view. And we have to teach people to view that point of view. And what's difficult is being able to get through it. So when they go, we can make coding easy. No, coding is coding. We have a new method of teaching coding. I'm an educator, so I look at it from an educational perspective. But when they try to say it's idiot proof, well then you're not really teaching them, are you? That's where the barriers of entry come into play, and you get people who aren't educators talking about education, and that sort of thing I find condescending. And all that's the relationship stuff where the kid's smarter than me because he knows how to do it. No, he's got a different avenue than you. I'd be smart if I knew how to do it. That whole thing, again, nasty. Scan Shop transforms your products into photorealistic 3D models. Now, if I'm not mistaken, yes, I am not mistaken, this is probably a photogrammetry company. And photogrammetry is the process by which you take a lot of photos, or in this case probably video, of something, and you turn it into a 3D model. Or they're going to use the built-in scanner of your phone to do it. Let's actually watch this because you're going to see a lot more of these like homemade 3D model stuff. I'm very curious about this one. Transform your products. All right, into beautiful. Look at that. You can't even see. Oh my. Where's the designer on this? All right, sorry. All right, so then there's the AR. Great. You can put your product in there. Authenticity matters. So does contrast, by the way. You don't put white text on a white background. I'm devastated. I'm not. Okay, that's just. Yeah, I couldn't make it through a 42-second video. All right, so yeah, I don't know what they do. Oh, they're a 3D model showcase? I don't know what they do. But what I will tell you is that if you can scan a model, which you can either do using different types of scanners like laser scanners, infrared scanners, or using photogrammetry, which is photographs, to put an object together, then you do with that object becomes the next latest greatest, which is why we have augmented reality and all sorts of good things. Wow, that was disappointing. I'm such the cynic. By the way, that's the thing is I walk through the show and I do this. I just kind of, and then of course I'm looking for those nuggets. I've only found like 8 items so far where I'm like, man, send me one of those. And again, this is with the curated list. Could you imagine if I went through all 1,200, 2,000? What's funny is ooh, wait a second. Wait, I'll get back to that. What's funny is when I first was practicing to see what demo I would do, I clicked on some augmented reality game, and I was just having such a I can't watch this website. Senseglove develops force feedback gloves. You had me at force feedback. They're the Senseglove Nova. They're launching. Oh, launching is as bad as the word first. Launching means that it isn't a product yet. A new version of haptic force feedback glove designed for VR training. All right, so I'll hit play. I'm curious. Let's just watch this one. All right. And what do they mean by haptic? Does it control the fingers? Does it vibrate the fingers? In what ways is it haptic? Okay, so it goes on quickly. You've got the thing on the back of the hand that looks like an old-fashioned vibrator, where you would kind of go like this. So is it offering resistance? Is it vibrating the fingers, or is it holding the fingers back? So it says force feedback. Ooh, 20 newtons of force for each finger. So that means it is vibro-tactile feedback. Okay. I don't know what VCA is. I'm all right. Fully wireless is good. I like the, you see the, okay, so this is, let's go back there for a second. Right, so this is where it gets exciting. If you look at the video, those are wires. And what those wires do is there's motors in there that are pulling the wires. That's where the newtons of force come into play. So unlike some of the robotics where there's like motors that resist, like torque motors, where you can't bend because the motor pushes against you, what you end up having here is you end up having sort of like somebody pulling your fingers back so that when you feel the resistance, and again it can pull, but can it push? And so that's probably where they have different types of technologies, where one is pushing in one way and one is pushing the other way. And those mixing of those technologies with the vibrations and the pulling give you a real sense. So this is something that I really look into. I like what I'm seeing here. Senseglove Nova. Now, if this is just a prototype, I'm okay with that. Because this is where you have to look at things like this. This is where you're like, all right, and this is not new tech, by the way, but what they're looking at, what I'm seeing here is that this is being presented as a product, and viable products are exciting. So let's see if their website opens. That always is. That's always wonderful, isn't it? I clicked on the link, right? Clearly, I'm alive. Wow, is it not opening? All right, let me. So they're in the Netherlands. That's cool. All right. Senseglove. Maybe there's something wrong here. Senseglove.com. Maybe I'll just type it in. Maybe there's something bad with the hyperlink. No, it's not loading. That's so disappointing. I mean, maybe they're the show darling. Maybe everyone just loves them and it's killed everything. But are there any other, what else was in here, by the way? No, just the presentation. So I don't see the price or anything. We can't open it. That is so weird. That is so weird. All right. How disappointing. But I'm not disappointed by their product. They've just, their website's down. All right. So we're going to call it for video number 2. Part 2 of It's Over. Real fast, let's go through remembering the leftover at Senseglove. What else did we like? What else did we fall in love with here? We had Moen, right? We love, oops. No, back. I've lost now. I'm gonna have to, oof. Well, that's a good way to end. So we definitely liked Moen. Oh yeah, Moen was a lot of fun. Moen Smart, again, the smart water solution. Wait, what just happened to me? All right, let's go back to my exhibits. And we're gonna summarize it anyway. We ended the Department of Homeland Security. We liked Formlabs because Formlabs was cool because they have those cool materials. We liked the massage chairs. You know what? We liked Cat VR. We liked the Cat VR, the treadmill. I may have given it some real crap. I may have really given them some crap. But I'll be honest with you, I'm curious about it. If they have a good product and they're trying to sell it, I'm not going to be anti it. I just anti the fact that they said it was the first. There was the 3D Fit shoes where you can scan your feet. That was a good one. I think that was it. Until we got to Senseglove. So we're going to stop there, and that would be part 2. Join us for part 3, where we continue CES 2021. And be sure to like, share, follow, and all type of good stuff.